Every director has a signature. From Wes Anderson's perfect symmetry to David Fincher's dark precision. Cinema isn't just about what happens, it's about how it looks. 35mm lens at f1.4 tells a completely different story than a 14mm at f11. So today I'm putting Higgsfield Cinema Studio 2.0 to the ultimate test, recreating the moods and setups from 10 legendary movies. So let's start with Wes Anderson's Asteroid City. Here we will be using modular 8K because it gives that clean illustrative look. We will be also using clinical sharp prime because it's mandatory for Anderson to ensure the vertical lines of the diner windows don't warp, and the 50mm will provide a planar look that makes the scene feel like a 2D painting. So let's use this text to image prompt, and all of these prompts will be text to image. It will not be replicating the images already available online. Okay, generate. And here are the two images that we received, looking pretty good. I'm very satisfied. Look at the colors in the diner and everything else. It really resembles the Wes Anderson style. Now, interestingly enough, you can click, for example, here on multi-shot or, for example, what's next. And in what's next, it will generate 8 scenes exploring different story directions. Or in multi-shot, it will create 9 different cinematic angles in one generation. So this is our what's next. So here we have the original story, then from behind, then they're going into the car and dancing, many different settings. So you don't have to think about all of the angles and potential development of the story. When you click here, you can just choose any of those, upscale, animate, or whatever you need to do. I will use my original video here, click animate, and here is our video looking pretty nice. Very calmly. He's fixing his lens, she's smoking. I really like that shot. Now what is interesting here, after we added our first frame, we can add, for example, additional characters to the scene. So let me click here. I just created simply character of myself by uploading several images, or for example, video. Then click here, use element. Then let's use multi-shot automatic. And then let's say, for example, Dom, this is my character, joins to the scene and combs woman's hair. Generate, and this is our scene looking pretty nice. Here is me, look at the music, and now switching to another shot. This is looking very weird, but combing her hair. Of course, we need to try the legendary Matrix by Wachowskis. And here we will be using full frame Cine Digital because it perfectly captures the sharp, high contrast green wash aesthetic of the 90s and 2000s that we want. We'll also use clinical sharp prime because it ensures that the geometric lines of the lobby remain rather sharp, and F4 provides enough depth to keep the debris trails visible. Here is our prompt: Neo and Trinity in black leather trench coat standing in a green tinted marble lobby. In many cases you can actually use names of the famous movie characters and it will create exactly as it should. So here they are. I'm pretty satisfied with that shot, but we can also click here on multi-shot to create many different grid images. And here is our 2x4 grid. So for example, we have this one, maybe this one would look better. And then if we click here, you just choose which of those frames or grids should be your first frame. This is really amazing. Let's go with this one. Animate. Here is our prompt and let's generate that video. Generate. Here is the video, so the colors and everything looks exactly as it is in the movie. Oh yeah. Now let's add myself to the video and completely change the shots and the scenes. So I will click on multi-shot manual, and now you notice scenes here appear. I can have up to 6 scenes. Every scene can be a different duration and different settings with regards to motion, movement, camera movement, speed ramp, and everything else. Let me show you how to do that. So the prompt will be Neo and Trinity stands perfectly still in the lobby. Suddenly, so I just click here, then press add Dom, and suddenly Dom walks into the frame from the side. Nice. So we have this scene here, 3 seconds. Speed ramp, we can change, for example, to custom, to linear, to slow motion. Impact is very nice for many scenarios. And in custom, you can change drag and drop those lines to change the movement. And also you can change the duration here. And from the movement, let's use Dolly In. Then we can add the second, the third shot, for example. Let's click here, the third scene. And now whatever you are doing, you're customizing only the third scene. You see our prompt removed and everything from the movement and the speed ramp and everything completely reset. And here will be the prompt and settings for my third scene. So Dom, me, leaps forward into slow motion, firing 2 chrome pistols. Dust, debris and marble sharps explode into the air. Neo and Trinity are visible in the background. And you can also pick the genre here, and this will be the predefined settings for the movement, for the speed ramp, and overall feel of the scene. I will use action here. And now we have 3 different scenes. Let's click generate. And here is the scene. It looks the same as the first one, but now I should appear from somewhere here if it will follow the prompt. So let's look at it. Interestingly enough, you can even create a 3D scene. So when clicking on 3D scene, it will create them two in the space and you will be able to manipulate the angle and everything else as you want it. Or for example, pick different angle like this. So just click, for example, if you would like to have a view from the bottom, from the up, from the side of the Trinity. Amazing. Okay, let's move to Denis Villeneuve and his movie Dune. Here we will use the grand format 70mm to capture the impossible scale of the worm. And also 35mm lens provides the slightly compressed epic perspective that Villeneuve really loves. And f4 keeps the texture of the sand and the worm's teeth sharp enough to feel kind of terrifying. The image looks very, very nice. And I also wanted to create a multi-shot from those, which we have here. Once again, you can choose which shot is the best one for you and then upscale it and use it as a reference. For example, this one looks very nice. Here we will use genre of spectacle. Speed ramp will be slow motion, so let's choose that. Here it is. And movement, let's actually choose auto for this one and generate. And this is our video, so the colors, the perspective and everything is kind of similar to the movie scene. Oh yeah, that shot was a nice one. So now we are coming to the Christopher Nolan's Interstellar, and his weapon of choice is actually IMAX scale, so we will be using grand format 70mm film. We will use compact anamorphic because it provides the wide field of view needed to see the top of the whale, and the 35mm focal length keeps the ship looking very small and kind of vulnerable in the foreground. Here's our image, let's turn it into a video. We will use the following prompt. We will use the dolly out and speed ramp will be impact. This looks nice. Generate, and this is our video looking very similar like the scene from the Interstellar. Now we have the Sam Mendes 9017. Well, the Corporal Schofield is running sideways across a chaotic battlefield. And here we'll use Studio Digital S35 because it's the industry standard for realistic depth. We'll also use Warm Cinema Prime because it keeps skin tones organic in the mud, in that style. Here is our image to start with. We will use genre action. We will use speed ramp to be linear because that's what we want here. And movement will be auto. And here's our video, so let's look at it. This actually looked pretty nice, and you notice there are no morphing of the background characters, which is pretty good. So the sixth one is Wong Kar-wai, the legendary Hong Kong director, and the movie In the Mood for Love. Here we will be using classic 16mm film, Swirl Bookeh portrait, 30mm and f1.4. Genre would be intimate, speed ramp, slow-mo and movement handheld. Here is our heroine Shu Li-Tsen, and look at the colors and the moody atmosphere in this film. Certainly it has a special mood and overall setting. Then of course we have Mad Max The Fury Road by George Miller. Here we will be using full frame Cine Digital. We'll be using also halation diffusion, 14mm and f11. Here is our guy. Now look at the sharpness and the lens, how everything is really nice composition in this shot. Oh yeah, we love our Mad Maxes. Then of course here is Fight Club by David Fincher, really legendary movie. For the camera we will use classic 16mm film, lens will be vintage prime, focal length will be 35mm and aperture will be f1.4. All of this was created by text to image and then image to video with additional text and settings of course. And as mentioned previously, I'm just naming the characters here and AI knows what to create or who to create. Legendary Tyler Durden. This one must have heard. Then let's recreate the monologue from The Lighthouse by Robert Eggers. Our rig here will be classic 16mm film, creative spherical tilt lens, 35mm and f4. Now notice something, in the prompting I named the Wake, the character from the movie, which is played by Willem Dafoe, and here the guy really looks very similar to him, but not exact.
You hear that? Don't nod, don't pretend. It learns your face, then it wears it. Now, say my name.
Now that was a pretty nice rant and monologue. And then we have something that I called the Paris Stakeout. This is in the movie The Killer by David Fincher. Here we will be using full frame Cine Digital, clinical sharp prime, 50mm and f4. Here we used the multi-shot option and look at the character slowly breathing and being concentrated on his mission. Yeah, Fassbender did a great job in this movie. And that's how you can move from prompting to directing. With Cinema Studio 2.0, the lens, the light and the motion are finally in your hands. So which director style should I break down next? Drop a name in the comments and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.